again. Welcome back. All right, a new class, class 125. Unit 15. We're still with Unit 15. It's a very important unit. It's a very dense unit, Unit 15. Yes, it's a very dense unit. Much, many, fewer, little, few, etc. And then, etc. And countables and uncountables, the plurals and the singulars. More than, less than, fewer than, and comparatives. And now, as. All right. Tan como. No soy tan alto como Pau Gasol. I'm not as tall as Pau Gasol. Marta isn't as tall as I am. I'm not as rich as Luigi Barghini. He's richer than I am. I'm not as rich as he is. As. Yes. Pepe o Pablo es tan alto como María. Son de la misma altura. They are the same height. Paul and Mary are the same height. Paul is as tall as Mary. Now, but he isn't as tall as I am. Paul is 1 meter 75, and Mary is 1 meter 75. They're the same height. They're the same height. But they're not as tall as I am. They're as tall as each other. He's as tall as she is, and she's as tall as he is. But they're shorter than I am. They're not as tall as I am. I'm taller than they are. También repito, I'm taller than them. They're shorter than me. They're not as tall as me. Sí. Cuando hablamos sin darnos cuenta, lo decimos así. All right? Yeah, he's not as tall as me. He's not as tall. Paul, he's not as tall as I am. I'm taller than he is. Yes. He's shorter than I am. But no, he's not short, porque 1.75 no es bajo, necesariamente. He's just not as tall as I am. I'm not as tall as Pau Gasol. I'm not short. But I'm not as tall as Pau Gasol. I'm not as tall as Michael Jordan. I'm not as tall. And Marta's not as tall as I am. All right. Now, son comparativos. Now, I can't play the guitar as well as Paco de Lucia. I can't play the piano as well as Arthur Rubinstein. I can't play tennis as well as Rafael Nadal. I can't play football as well as Cristiano Ronaldo. I can't play chess as well as Garry Kasparov. I can't speak Italian as well as Luigi Barghini. I can't speak German as well as Paula Eisenbach. I can't speak Russian as well as Natasha Zhirakovich. And I can't speak Chinese as well as Li Tong. And I can't speak Japanese as well as Aki Morita. And I can't speak Sevillano as well as Marta, or as well as, Marta's from Seville, or as well as Ines Garcia. And I can't speak French as well as Francois Monet or his uncle Pierre Monet. All right. But I can speak English as well as Donald Trump. I can speak English as well as Barack Obama. I can speak English as well as Tony Blair. And I can speak English as well as David Cameron. And I can speak English as well as Boris Johnson. Yes. Yes. I speak English with an American accent and Boris Johnson with a British accent, but I can speak English as well as he can, and he can speak English as well as I can. So we're the same. Is he more eloquent and more effective speaking than me? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's your decision. Who's more eloquent, me or Boris Johnson? Who speaks more effectively, me or Donald Trump? It's an interesting question. Who speaks more eloquently, Barack Obama or Donald Trump? Oh, Barack Obama, more eloquently. Who speaks more effectively? It depends. It depends on your political inclination. All right. So who's eloquently or more beautifully? Barack Obama. More effectively? It depends on your political position. All right. Which city is more beautiful, Venice or San Sebastian? That's interesting. Most people would say Venice is more beautiful than San Sebastian, but I'm not so sure. Which city is more beautiful, Santander or San Sebastian? Santander is as beautiful as Santander is as beautiful as San Sebastian. Oh, which city is more beautiful, Guadalajara or Monterrey? Guadalajara, Spain or Guadalajara, Mexico? Guadalajara, Mexico. Guadalajara, Mexico is more beautiful than Monterrey. Monterrey is less beautiful than Guadalajara. So Monterrey isn't as beautiful as Guadalajara. And which city is more beautiful in your opinion? Paris or Rome? Well, for me, Rome isn't as beautiful as Paris. But in many ways, Paris isn't as interesting as Rome. But Paris is very interesting, eh? But perhaps not as interesting as Rome for me, because I like ancient culture and ancient history. And Paris is medieval, Renaissance, and modern history. Whereas Rome is ancient history and medieval, Renaissance, etc. So I prefer Rome. Rome is more interesting for me than Paris. But Paris is very interesting, but it's not as interesting as Rome. As. Antiguamente, remontando 100 años, muchas veces en el negativo se decía, Paris no es tan interesante como Roma. Paris isn't so interesting as Rome. Ha caído en desuso total. Cuando empecé a enseñar inglés en los años 70, todavía había libros que enseñaba eso. Y a mí me chocó, no lo había oído en mi vida. Paris isn't so interesting as Rome. No, Paris isn't as interesting as Rome. Ahora bien, so sí se usa, pero cuando no es comparativo. París es tan interesante que voy a ir cada año. Paris is so interesting that, no than, Paris is so interesting that I go there every year. Rome is so fascinating that I try to go every year. San Sebastian is so beautiful that I go every month. For example, classical guitar is so difficult, so challenging, that I need 5 hours a day practicing. All right, so. Pero cuando es comparativo, olvídate de so. As. Tanto en el afirmativo como en el negativo. Yes, Houston is as big as Dallas. O bien, Dallas isn't as big as Houston. Negative and affirmative. As. Ahora bien, otra vez. Now, as much as many as. Listen. Claro. No soy tan rico como Luigi Berghini. I'm not as rich as Luigi Berghini. Lo cual significa que no tengo tanto dinero como él. I don't have as much money. Claro, rico, rich es un adjetivo. Y con adjetivos, as. No soy tan alto como él. I'm not as tall. He's 1.84 meters. I'm not as tall as Luigi. I'm not as rich as Luigi. Either. O sea, rich, tall, son adjetivos. Pero money es un sustantivo. It's a noun. No tengo tanto dinero como él. I don't have as much money. Tan mucho. O sea, literalmente no tengo tan mucho dinero como él. Eso es lo que literalmente es la traducción. I don't have as much money as my friend Luigi Berghini. He has more money than I do. I don't have as much money as he does. I don't have as much money as he does. He has more money than I do. Estoy jugando con los verbos auxiliares. Puedes decir, I don't have as much money as him, aunque un purista diría que es incorrecto y tiene razón. I don't have much money as him. He has more money than me. Ahora bien, voy a enseñar los dos. I don't have as much money as he does. He doesn't have much money. He has more money than I do. Now, he has more houses than I do. He has a house in Verona. He has a house in the Amalfi Coast near Naples. And he has a house in Switzerland, Toma, in the mountains. He has a chalet escrito, a chalet in Switzerland. He has a Swiss chalet. He has a house on the Amalfi Coast in Italy. And he has a house in Verona. Beautiful house. Outside of Verona. In Verona, no, but outside of Verona. He has 3 houses. I have only 1. So, he has more houses than I do. I don't have as many houses as he does. So, no tengo tanto dinero como él, ni tengo tantas casas como él. Singular, plural. I don't have as much money as he does. I don't have as many. O sea, tan muchas casas, literalmente. I don't have as many houses as he does. Yes. There aren't as many camels. Camellos otra vez, como ayer. There aren't as many camels in Spain as in Jordania. There are more camels in Jordan than in Spain. There are fewer camels in Spain than in Jordan. There aren't as many camels in Spain as in Jordan. O sea, hay 3 formas de expresar esto. Hay más camellos allá que acá. Hay menos acá que allá. Y no hay tantos acá como allá. There aren't as many camels in Spain as in Jordan. But there aren't as many flamenco dancers in Jordan as in Spain. But there aren't as many belly dancers, danzadoras del vientre. There aren't as many belly dancers in Spain as in Jordan. And there isn't as much oil. Hay un poco de petróleo también en Jordania. There isn't as much oil in Spain as in Jordan. There's more oil in Jordan than in Spain. But there isn't as much olive oil in Jordan as in Spain. And there aren't as many olive trees in Jordan as in Spain. There are fewer olive trees in Jordan than in Spain, which means there aren't as many. There aren't as many olive trees. And there aren't as many people in Jordan as in Spain. There are fewer people in Jordan than in Spain. There aren't as many. There are more people in Spain than in Jordan. But there aren't as many people in Spain as in Germany. No. There are more people in Germany. Spain is smaller than Germany in population, but it's bigger than Germany in area. So there aren't as many square kilometers in Germany as in Spain. But there aren't as many people in Spain as in Germany. And there aren't as many lakes. Hay más lagos ahí, muchos más. There aren't as many lakes in Spain as in Germany. There aren't as many navigable rivers in Spain as in Germany. There aren't as many canales artificiales. There aren't as many canals in Spain as in Germany. But there are more mountains in Spain than in Germany. So there aren't as many mountains. Remember mountain, la pronunciación, no olvides. ¿Cómo se pronuncia montaña en inglés? Cerveza Mao, número 10. Mountain. Con una N intercalada. Mountain. 9-10. Mountain. Some people say mountain, como tonelada, ton. Mountain or mountain. Suena casi igual. Mountain. There are fewer mountains in Germany than in Spain. The mountains in Germany are only in the south, in Bavaria, the Bavarian Alps. But in Spain, there are mountains in the south, You have the Sierra Morena in the south. You have the Sierra Nevada. You have the Serranía de Ronda. You have the Alpujarras, only in Andalusia. And then you have the central mountains. You have the Gredos, you have the Guadarrama, and you have the Moncayo, and you have the mountains everywhere. The Pyrenees, you have the mountains in Cantabria and Asturias. You have the Picos de Europa. So there are a lot of mountains in Spain. Spain is the second highest country in Europe after Switzerland. And Avila is the highest capital in Europe. It's the highest capital in Europe, Avila. 1,250 meters above sea level, not below sea level. Level, level escrito, level, sea, el mar, nivel del mar, sea level. The Dead Sea, el Mar Muerto, the Dead Sea is 400 meters below sea level, I think. I don't remember. Mount Everest is 9,000 meters above sea level. Madrid is 700 meters above sea level. Above. La pronunciación por encima de o sobre. Above. Rima con amor. Love. Y con guante, glove. Yes, me encantan mis guantes. Me encanta este guante. I love this glove. Y mi amor por este guante está por encima del amor. My love for this glove is above love. All right, para la pronunciación. Love, glove, above. Above. All right. Muchos hispanohablantes nunca han aprendido la correcta pronunciación de above. Above. Escrito above. Above. Below and above. Above and below. Above. 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 So, where are we? I forgot. So, Spain has more mountains. There are more mountains in Spain than in Germany. There aren't as many mountains in Germany as in Spain. All right, let's make a comparison. Let's make a comparison. Let's make a comparison. In Spanish, it's a comparación. In English, it's comparison. Ojo, no comparación, comparison. Like in French, comparaison. French and English are similar with this word, comparaison, comparison, comparison, and in Spanish, comparación. Okay, let's make a comparison between Spain and Canada. All right? Canada is bigger than Spain in area. Spain isn't as big as Canada in population. Excuse me, in area. Now, in population, yes, Spain is bigger than Canada. There are 47 million people. There are 47 million people in Spain, but there are only 34 million people, or 35 million people, in Canada. So Canada is smaller than Spain in population. Canada isn't as big. There aren't as many people in Canada as in Spain. There are more people in Spain than in Canada. There aren't as many people in Canada as in Spain. Trees. There are fewer trees in Spain than in Canada. Yes, there are more trees in Canada, which means there aren't as many trees in Spain as in Canada. There aren't as many trees in Spain as in Canada, but there are more olive trees. Yes, there are more olive trees in Spain than in Canada, which means there are fewer olive trees in Canada than in Spain, which means there aren't as many. There aren't. Recuerda los focos del sol. Aren't. There aren't. No hay tantos olivos. There aren't as many olive trees in Canada as in Spain, which means there isn't as much olive oil. There aren't, there isn't. There aren't as many, there isn't as much. There aren't as many, there isn't as much. No hay tantos, no hay tanto. So, there aren't as many olive trees in Canada as in Spain. lo cual quiere decir, which means there isn't as much olive oil in Canada as in Spain. But there's more oil, petroleum, yes, especially in Alberta, the province of Canada. The shale oil, yes, oil sands, las arenas petrolíferas ahí. There isn't as much oil in Spain as in Canada, petroleum. There isn't as much. But there's more olive oil, yes. Now, fighting bulls, or fighting bulls. There are more fighting bulls, toros de lidia. There are more fighting bulls in Spain than in Canada. There aren't as many fighting bulls in Canada as in Spain. Probably there aren't any fighting bulls in Canada. Lakes. There are fewer lakes in Spain than in Canada. There aren't as many lakes, lagos. There aren't as many lakes in Spain as in Canada. There aren't as many factories. Probably there aren't as many factories in Spain as in Canada, but I'm not sure. Money. There isn't as much money in Spain as in Canada. The Canadian economy is the GDP, gross domestic product, PIB, Producto Interno Bruto, is bigger in Canada than in Spain. So Canada is richer than Spain. Spain isn't as rich as Canada. Spain isn't as rich as Canada, but Spain isn't poor. Spain isn't a poor country, but it's not as rich as Canada. Canada is richer. But there aren't as many olive trees in Canada. There isn't as much olive oil. There aren't as many flamenco dancers in Canada. There isn't as much there isn't as much sand. No hay tanta arena ahí como aquí. There isn't as much sand in Canada. There aren't as many flamenco artists. There aren't as many gypsies as in Spain. Gypsies son gitanos. There aren't as many gypsies in Canada as in Spain. There aren't as many good English teachers in Canada as in Spain. Yes. There isn't as much fabada in Canada as in Spain. There isn't as much paella in Canada and Spain, and there aren't as many Spanish omelets in Canada. Es curioso la tortilla española. The Spanish omelet, the potato omelet. People come to Spain, tourists, wow, this is delicious. All the tourists love, les encanta, all tourists love the Spanish omelet. But the Spanish omelet never travels outside of Spain. To France, to Italy, to China, to the United States, to Canada, to Mexico, Argentina. Spanish omelet? No. Potato omelets? No. Only in Spain. And they're the best omelets in the world. Cooked properly, yes, they're the best omelets in the world, but only in Spain. Only in Spain. All right. So there aren't as many Spanish omelets in Canada as in Spain. There aren't as many people in Canada as in Spain. There aren't as many, my God, there aren't as many. What do we have in Spain that's a lot? Well, there isn't as much, there isn't as much water in Spain as in Canada. There aren't as many rivers in Spain as in Canada. There aren't as many trees in Spain as in Canada. As much as many as. Yeah, there aren't as many pages in this book as in this one. But there aren't as many pages in this book as in this one. But there are as many terms, as many sentences or entries as in this one, the same, 4,500, 4,500. There aren't as many pencils in this cup as in all of Italy. There are more pencils in all of Italy than in this cup. But there aren't as many pencils on the floor as in the cup. And there aren't as many pencils in my office as in this studio. And English isn't as difficult as German. And there aren't as many pages in this book as in Don Quixote de la Mancha. There aren't as many. But there aren't as many pages in Don Quixote de la Mancha as in the complete works of William Shakespeare. Now, Shakespeare didn't write as many plays as Lope de Vega. Lope de Vega wrote 1,600 plays. Shakespeare wrote 37 plays, so not as many as Lope de Vega. So Shakespeare was not as prolific as Lope de Vega in number of works or number of plays. He was not as prolific, prolífico, same in Spanish and in English, as. Okay, hemos visto comparativo de todas las formas imaginables. More than, less than, fewer than, as, big as small as, con adjetivo. Y por último, sustantivos, as much time, as much money as many houses as. But we'll continue reviewing in the next class.